Welcome, 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 everybody, to the global address with Her Holiness Sai Maa. My name is Becky Morrison. I am the CEO of a film and TV production company, and I'm currently in Brooklyn, New York. I'd really like to welcome everyone to this call because there are people on now from all over the world, so many different countries. And this is truly a global address. And I'd really like to extend a very special welcome to all of you who are joining us for the first time, because I know it can't be easy to just log on to a Zoom meeting on your Sunday or your Monday morning, depending where you are. It really takes a special kind of like curiosity and bravery to step into the unknown. And so I'm really, really glad that you're here with us today. And I promise you, this is not going to be your typical Zoom meeting. I assure you that. I have a question for all of you as we begin. And if you can, I know everyone might not be in the best situation, but if you can, please turn on your videos. Because unlike a movie, I can see you, and so can Sai Maa when she joins us very shortly. So I have a question for you, which is, who here likes watching movies? Raise your hand if you like watching movies. Yeah, okay, great. Or TV, perhaps, okay. Well, you know how movies communicate on many different levels? So there's the cinematography, the score, the writing, the acting, all of those different dimensions are how movies take us on an emotional journey. Well, being with Ma is a lot like that, except Ma is taking us on a spiritual journey. And really, when we're with Ma, what we're seeing or hearing or even feeling is just a tiny fraction of what's actually going on. Because this is an experience that we're going to have together that serves the evolution of our soul. And that's why it's really not important that you understand everything that is said here today. I promise you, because I myself, I've been around 25 years, okay? And I still don't understand a lot of things that Ma says. And I used to be really hard on myself about that. I used to be like, why don't I get this? I look around, I see Anne smiling. Anne seems to be understanding it. I'd be like, why don't you get it, Becky? And then, you know what? I said, I'm just gonna have faith and trust that what I need to receive will be received. And I simply let Ma's words wash over me. Because really, words are containers for energy. And Ma's words especially are vehicles for energy. And we receive that whether or not we understand. And I will tell you from experience that being with Ma changes us. I was a completely different person when I first met Ma. I'll tell you, I was full of rage. I would sit in the back row at the events. I was crawling out of my skin. I was so irritated. Everyone seemed so happy. I was like, ugh. But then from being with Ma and absorbing the teachings and doing the work, my whole life changed. And I would say too that my destiny changed because I was on the road to darkness. Really, I really was. And now I'm in the path of light. And that is the rare, incredible gift that we have being live today with a living master. It's so unusual that we get to be with and to learn from somebody who's at the level that Sai Maa is. And there's an opportunity we have coming up to be with Ma in a completely immersive 4-day experience, which is called the Global Unity Gathering, Ignite Your Profound Life. And that's coming up December 16th through 19th. You can find out more at awakenlife.love. And also, when you stay on until the end of this call, you will receive a special discount code to register. Trivenidas Maharaj will come on at the end and provide you with that code. And this is really going to be an incredible experience and a catalyst into next year. And this event is entirely virtual, so you can participate exactly where you are now in the comfort of your own homes. Added bonus is that energy, that Shakti, that divine feminine energy will transmute the energies in your abode, your plants, your pets, your neighbors, everyone gets to receive that energy when you participate in the event. And this is really an opportunity we have now as those who are consciously awakening. Because I'm not sure if any of you have experienced this, but there is an acceleration of energy on the planet right now. It is, for me at least, it's very noticeable. And the more that we can attune and align with this energy, the easier that things will be, and the more synchronicity and magic that we'll have in our lives. And that's one of the reasons right now that Ma is putting out so much content, like these calls and the recordings, all to support us in moving with this current instead of against it, and really using that energy to accelerate and create what we want in our lives. So I would like you to join me in welcoming in just a moment Her Holiness Sai Maa. And first, we're going to watch a very short video about what it is like to be with Ma. Thank you.
I've watched you from the first time we met. Some of you were very wounded. Some of you came with all your doubts. Some of you came like orphans and needed mother's love. And look at you today. And thank you for being part of my life on planet Earth. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for you have kept your commitment to be part of the grand design in the shift from the old paradigm to the new paradigm. We are one. Om Titi Sai Maa. Om Titi Sai Maa. Embodiments of light. Blessings. During Navaratri, during Dashera, huge amount of energy came. After which, I send you a few words on fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of death. And due to that fear, there is so much suffering. If you ask somebody, why do you suffer? They will tell you this. And then you say, and why? They tell you that. And why? You can keep going. At the end, they will realize there is no reason for them to suffer. They have everything. Where is this pain coming from? Where is this suffering coming from? If you hurt your body, you feel the pain and you can get it healed. That's the pain. What about the suffering? You don't see it. Somehow, it has been in the memory of the DNA, of the cells for centuries. And this is the time now to become more aware of it, of that fear. Let's look at something here. I'd like to share that with you. I spoke of the tiger in Bethlehem, and then here's the tiger. Imagine the time where we didn't have the protection we have in our shelter today. We lived in jungle and constantly aware of any animal can come. And this is a memory. Another memory I'd like to bring is when most people came from Europe to immigrate in the US. This is a research I personally did. Many left the whole family and keep thinking, I mean, just like me when I left my mother and father from my country, will I ever see them? Will I ever see them? The difference is I cried for 6 months and I could express it every single day to my parents until healing happened. The thing is that most people hasn't done the healing work. And here's coming this huge amount of energy, of light. So all this fear is in the bundles of the cells, cellular memory. Cellular memory, meaning that today there is fear in the cells. This is the reason why enlightenment is not happening. You cannot serve two masters at the same time, fear and love. It's not possible. The fear of losing. Now, when we realize this, when we become conscious of this fear, many of you will say, I'm fear of death. You don't know what death is, but you're still afraid of death. I'm fear of moving into another city because I don't know about school, children. You don't know, but you're afraid. So it is inside of the system resonating. And due to the amount of light that's coming, if we do not come out of fear consciously, it's going to hit the system. And what you know me, when I say the system, I mean your psychology, your subtle body, your gross body, your everything. The acceleration of energy and light and consciousness on the planet is immense. So we have to shift. We have to shift our perception of looking at things. Remember the teaching of the blue sky. Until humans live in that system, there will be clouds. One day there'll be no clouds at all. Do not identify you or stop identifying you. Refuse to identify yourself with the clouds. The clouds come and go, the same way your suffering comes and goes. What's important is to be that blue sky no matter what. What does that mean? That means you were born with that joy inside of you. And I did ask you to look at your days. 2 days joy, 5 days misery. Where did you contract it? Where did you expand it? Where do you consciously enter? Do you wish to be in that contracted place? No, I know you don't. For that, do not become the clouds. Do not become the emotions. Do not become that what you are not, because it will contract you. So be more and more into that place. Let's look at something here. Visual serve you. Contraction, expansion. It requires some effort on you not to be contracted at the beginning. Who's aware of this? Yes, thank you. You have to shift gear. And then the moment you enter that place where you are expanding, more expansion is coming. The law, there are a million kinds of laws in creation. The laws start to manifest. And you didn't even think of somebody who will be calling you from some great news, or just to, how do we say now, to chat on you, to chat with you on light subject, joy subject. And those who have known me in their life, ready to die, nearly die, or the soul was just ready, and I brought you back because your time was not that. You were not to leave the planet yet, because you have had that dispensation of karma. All of you on this planet now, I mean all of you, you have received the dispensation of karma. What does that mean? Look at the life of your grandparents or great-grandparents. Look at your life. And the moment you hear what your soul or your higher self or your divinity is telling you, meaning step into the new you, step into the new path, something shift. Something bigger than you, bigger than the body, bigger than your mind. Something shift. Your consciousness is totally different. The attachment to the clouds, to the small little things, you don't have this anymore. It may come somehow, you are in the bigger picture. You see life differently because you shift your perception. I learned a very old technique long time ago, maybe 40 years ago. When you know you have to shift your perception, take an object which has multiple angles is even better, and you move around, come back, look from above, look from under. You may place it on a glass table. Look from the side, look from different angles. It's a trick to the thoughts forms. It's a trick to the mind, and the brain will adjust. That's the beauty of the brain. It will adjust because you're giving a new information. Shift your perception. When you will shift your perception, the imprint of your DNA will shift. Let me show you that. Your DNA, like I was walking on wet dirt the other day. I'm walking to get some fruits from the back, and the print of my feet stayed there. And then I'm playing when I'm coming back. I'm playing, or I put one foot on one side where there was no print, and then put my foot again. And then guess what was happening? My energy, my light, my Shakti, my consciousness was being built up in the same footprint. And when we repeat the fear, the doubt, the whatever is of lower energy, we really bring a power. We reinforce over and over and over through our thoughts, through our feelings, through our action, this imprint in our DNA. Is that clear for everybody? This is a very important point right now, because the planet is going to move at a fast speed with energy, with light, with consciousness. The more you understand consciously, the more you'll be able to heal yourself consciously, so you don't have to have a dependency on somebody for your healing. Because remember, you are divinity, you are God, you are light. The thing about the Shakti that you carry in your body, it doesn't have discernment. It's like a neutral power. And whatever you give to it, you feed it with, this is what you will get. I look at some of you that I'm supporting and working for in your business. Your business was like this one day, and look at the size of it. It's enlightenment, the Shakti of business in its enlightened business is entering more and more in your business. So your business is expanding with this enlightened energy. So use Shakti, which is the energy of the blue sky, to deal with the clouds. Is it clear? Show me that it's clear for you. And maybe you used to do it 10 times. Now that you know this, you may do it 5 times, 7 times, 8 times, and then maybe 2 times, and then, oops, maybe 5 times again. That's okay. You're just like a toddler starting to learn how to walk in the light, how to walk in source within you, inside of you. So it's okay. You look at all the creatures on the planet today. You are the most superior. You may love your cat, your dog, your horse. I adored my horses. And your divinity is what allow this planet to be enlightened, to move into a higher vibration. Why is that? Why you are different than the other creatures? Your brothers and sisters from the Pleiades came and poured that Shakti into you. The same way, you know how you receive the Diksha light. I've sent this picture to many of you. Suppose you have it still. Imagine that as brothers and sisters, we came and poured this into you. Where did it go? In your DNA. In your DNA. Which is in your whole system. It's in your whole body. Let me show something again. Now, the Pleiadians was exactly like human is today. And they receive from others. We have a whole galactic family. We receive from them. Each and every one, each human, it doesn't matter what they've done, what they do, they all have these sparkles of light, of divinity in them. So the Pleiadians entered their consciousness with what they received. They are not God. They are an extension of God, a system of God coming to put that godliness into you. It's not a human form the way it has been. When I say God, please remember this, and welcome to all of those who are for the first time with me. When I say God, it's not an entity, which is like a human, but in the sky. This does not exist. It's the tiniest, 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 tiniest nano particle you can imagine. Subatomic you can imagine. You can't see it, just like love. Most of you feel love, but you don't see it. As I've said to you many times myself, don't ask me what is love. When you ask me question, answer, I cannot explain it. If I will explain it, it will become a mental situation. It's not love anymore then. So right now, you all know what is the fourth dimension. And if you don't know, I'd like to share with you a little bit more about the fourth dimension. This is it. You look like you're really forcing your eyes to see. Pay attention to your eyes. Okay, a sheet of paper is one dimension. And we continue like this. Now you are in the fourth dimension. You have the height, the width, the depth, and to that we add time. Time. What makes it uncomfortable sometime in the body of masters is no matter how much we've gone into other dimension, we are here to serve. We are here to support humanity. Now, if you're here with me for the first time, you may say, oh, what is this other dimension? That doesn't exist. That's possible today. You do not see that exist. Because the linear mind of the fourth dimension cannot understand beyond that. You have to train your mind, your awareness, your perception to know there's something beyond what you can touch. I'll give example. Before gravity was known and accepted, if I would have told you this is gravity, you would say, no, 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 that is, what do we say this word in English? They used to kill people when they had this power to see. Sorcery, I think it's this word. So you don't, now you've accepted gravity. And if you still think it doesn't exist, just go on the 10th floor and see whether you can reach to the road and see what happened. Gravity exists, except you don't see it. When you're aware of it, yes, your body will say to you, a fruit, anything, you will know what gravity is. You are a light. You are God itself in a physical form. Whatever way you used to think of you, this doesn't work anymore. It hurts you more than anything else. Whatever you say, you know, it's very often I hear this in, oh, I'm so stupid. That's not true. You're not stupid. You are not. And I would like to take you today, if you agree, to the quantumness of you. I have said for years now, we are shifting paradigm. Old paradigm, new paradigm. Together with this, you have these 3 months that's going on right now. That is really churning things in you to see more and more light. Yes, you go through moments of clouds. Look at them, say, yes, I am the blue sky. Do not become the cloud. I will repeat this again. Do not become the emotion that you experience. These 3 months, after the 3 months of enlighten you, these 3 months are the abundance of your quantumness, of your DNA in its quantumness, of the consciousness that you are from source. And quantum is like gravity. You don't see it. I do find my way to create it for you in a way that you can visualize, but do not stay on it. Go beyond that. Use your imagination in a way that you can't even touch it, but you know it exists. That knowingness. If you recall, when we are together, some of you will say to me, Ma, but I don't see anything. You don't have to see. Why you don't have to see? Because there can be an energy that comes by and close that space where you could see from your Ajna chakra, from that space. So it's not about seeing. Whether you want to see or to enjoy, to play as an experience, fine, but not as your everyday life. The key to your everyday life, first is feel, second is knowing. I know I love you. Somebody could kill this body right now, and I will still know I love you. This won't change. It hasn't changed yesterday, won't change now, and will never, never, never change. Because why? You are me. I am you. You are God. I am God. I am this reflection of you. I am your reflection. I repeat that. I am your reflection. So this quantum quality, particles that exist, it's real. It's invisible to your eyes. When you will start to know quantum, when we used to do this in all our workshops, there was quantum energy in it, physically. You have it in you now. And we have entered now a quantum paradigm. And in the future, I will come more into that. We have entered a quantum paradigm. Meaning the world, the way you're going to experience it in the coming months, will be more quantum that you have ever experienced, because it's a quantum world. Now, if there is this quantum paradigm, a quantum world, meaning there's quantum in you. Now, the fact that there's quantum in you, we have to step into this quantum you consciously, and from that place, together with me, we will activate the potential of quantum within you. Which means that at the moment you will feel you don't need the physical so much anymore. You'll be moving into the quantum part. So at a point, I may give you a course called Unleash the Power of the Quantum You within you. To awaken that quantum and how to use your quantum potential within you to direct your experience on this planet, as well as on other planets, other galaxies, other dimensions. The quantum you. Who's enjoying this up to now? Yay, both arms. Wow, 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 wow. Now, let's say you have to go to your business tomorrow, or you're building a business. Put your quantumness first. When you have to have a meeting, when you have to communicate with you, when you have to, anything you wish, healing this is very important. You know you have a healing session coming, or giving or receiving. Welcome your quantumness first. I used to tell you this. You are all healers. You are born healers. So now enter the quantum. You are a quantum being. Meaning you exist and you don't exist physically, materially. You are all that is, because the whole system of source is quantum. And it's all inside of you. You're being shaken a little bit. I'm watching you, you're like, hmm. Now it makes you think, huh? What about if you don't even have to think and just open all the cells of your system and absorb it, absorb everything? Because what I'm saying to you, you may hear it as word, but they are energy of different dimensional together with your soul, together with your own energy. Your soul is perfection. Your soul knows everything. So let's look at the quantum which is in your cells. Let's look at the cells together. David, these cells are gorgeous, beautiful, different colors, and there's a perfection to it, absolute perfection. And the cell, each cell in your body knows what to do. What changed the perfection of a cell is the way we think, our thoughts, which gives feelings. And these feelings can contract these cells instead of being perfectly free and open. You can see on your screen these different cells. The cells of light. And then cells which have the fear of death or any kind of fear or doubt. Each cell is a being by itself. Imagine this planet and imagine all the inhabitants. Imagine your body is the planet and all the inhabitants they are all cells in your body, meaning that one cell is one being. And what I see today is that most humans function at a very low capacity with their cells. Why? Because there's no relationship between their consciousness and the cells. We have entered this paradigm where the body can turn into light. The nucleus of the cell is made of light, of sound, of consciousness, of source. The memory that we constantly bring into it cover everything. And then they become dysfunctional. On the planet right now, from inside the planet, the memory of everything that has happened in different civilizations on this planet is being cleansed. Hear me well. So what do you think may happen to your system? Be touched by it. Be shaken by it. Meaning your immunity has to be strong. And we are creating products for you regularly for your immunity. You will hear more and more people have candida, Lyme disease, Epstein-Barr. I mean, this will continuously. It's important. I just brought for you some hydrogen pill to put in your water. This is so important. You'll receive all this information by email. I'm not saying it tastes good. Take strong ocean water. It's building you up. How did I find out about the hydrogen situation? When the pandemic started, maybe a year after, I noticed that my hydrogen was low. So I keep activating it. And then one day I said, I have to stop activating my hydrogen. I don't have time for this. There's plenty other work to do. And then I start looking at your body, hydrogen at your body. And you do like hydrogen. So everything is available for you. We've done great research to see which will fit us the best. So what you will be taking is what I take as well. Caring for you. So let's look at now how the release of your quantum. Let's look at this. We'll look at your DNA. Can you see? Can you perceive? I can say. I'd like you to look, take a moment and look. After you look, don't force yourself to look. Look at it from a few inches off. So there's no effort. Now, see whether it's possible for you to imagine your DNA like this in your body, and then think of it. You don't have to look at your screen anymore. Don't look at the screen, just think of it. Now stop thinking of it. Know it is there. Eyes open. Know that this quantum DNA, at the beginning, you may think of it as light DNA. This is what source is inside of you. In the classic tradition, we will only say God is within you, go inward. Today, I can say to you very clearly, your DNA carries that source. Why, when you sit with a master, I think we all have enjoyed that. I had a conversation with Master this morning, and the conversation was about when we used to sit together under the trees and how Master will make us touch that divinity within us, that God within us. When he taught it, he never said the Father. He never said that. It was directly in our bodies. That doesn't mean most of his male disciples were doubting him. It could be today, scientists listen to me, will doubt that. Until human consciousness is elevated, doubt will do its job, like a dog barks, same. So you have the power. Remember, only 3 to 5% of your DNA function in the chemistry part. The rest is quantum. You are a light being due to that quantumness. So know it. Now close your eyes again. With knowingness, I carry quantum DNA in my whole body, from your toes to your hair. I carry quantum DNA, godly DNA, source DNA, multiple mention of God in my DNA. And let's look at some slides again. So you may have noticed, I think somebody corrected me in Veil when I say loops of DNA. They know you have to say strand in America. Fine. So I use the word strands every now and then, but it becomes a strand only if you open the loops and straighten it like a string. On that screen, you have 2 sets of DNA. One is the set of a DNA of a normal human, and one is of the master. So when you sit with the master, the DNA loops and layers of light of the master will come out through the body with the electric magnetic field, will create the auric field, huge auric field. When you sit in it, that's what happens to your DNA. Please look at this carefully so that you can imagine it when you're driving, when you are walking, when you're cooking. Use your imagination. This higher faculty is important here. So David, the loop is bright of the DNA. And this bright light is coming out and reaching the DNA of the human being who is not enlightened. A master doesn't have to teach. A master can sit, say not a single word. The light will do its work. The soul will do its work. The consciousness will do its work. The multidimensional being will do its work. Everything, source itself, will do the work. Why do we teach? We teach more in the West than in the East. Because in the West, everything is about the linear mind system. Whereas in the West, in the blood itself, there is devotion to that called Atma, self. So imagine the supreme soul, then the individual soul, if you could think like this, the higher self. Look again and again. Look at this slide. Now, in the past, I've shown you very defined rays. Now that we're moving into quantum, I'm coming to you with quantum energy. Nearly like a mist. Look at this and absorb it into your system, into your minds, all the different aspects of your minds. The mist. And there's a little contrast created for you to observe what's coming. That mist. Imagine that your soul is like a extremely small nano particle of this mist. And in it is everything. I mean everything. Recently, one of you sent me a note as food to my soul. And of course, I said, why food to the soul? What is this? Soul doesn't need food. The only food your soul needs is your surrender, your devotion. But when I say something, it may also, but it doesn't fit. Remember your soul. It's only in the West that you hear dark nights of the soul. You can say dark nights of your personality, but not dark nights of the soul. The soul is perfect. The soul is that mist of source itself. Absolute perfection. Impeccable. Doesn't need to learn anything. Or when I ask you, why did you create this? Oh, my soul is learning. Trust me, that doesn't exist. The soul, if you could imagine a moment, very linear way, the soul could be the river, the individual soul. The supreme soul could be the ocean. The only desire that your soul is to merge with the ocean. At a point, no one will know who is the drop of the ocean, who is the drop of the river, because the merging has happened. The oneness has happened. This is what your soul is longing, if I can say so, awaits for. Maybe not longing, but awaits. Now, the self in you, the perfect, the smart body in you wants that. It's a great friend of yours. what does that mean when I say, let's look at the mist again. Without the dots, just the mist. This, you have everything here. Your soul, my soul is one. We are not two, we are one. It's like in the same vortex of mist, we are all together in it. There'll be one vortex of mist, and we are all in it. Every single human is in it. So we know each other. Véronique, il faut pas dormir, hein? And it's so glorious when you start tapping into your field and the field of the planet. Why? Because you end in that place as we all know each other. Why do I say to you, do not judge each other? Because this is you. The other is an aspect of you. The other is your mirror to show you something greater, to show you the biggest part of you. Because when you connect, as we all connect, you naturally become bigger. We have everything within us. The micro, the macro, the below, the above. There's only one. If I could just tell you this one sentence, one, we are one. And you keep this oneness in you. This oneness, your paradigm will shift and you will never suffer again. Never. I mean, never. Because by then, your inner knowledge will be revealed and the knowingness will take over. You know. It's not the same you know that when you used to tell me in Journey Profound Healing, oh, I know. Oh, I know. This is ego self know. I'm speaking of source knowingness. Yes. Let's look at another slide. Here we are. We're all together. We are all together in source, in consciousness, in the matrix, in the vortex. We're all together. Now, it could be that because of our other experience of life, we have more affinity with this one or that one. We're all together. Does that resonate with you? You will be amazed how your evolution will move at a grander place. Amazed. Because you'll feel more intelligent, you'll feel more refined, you'll feel more subtle. You will feel, and you will know inside of you, yes, I've always known when I was a little child, I've always known I'm a light or I come from somewhere. And now I am confirming what you experience. So now let's go back to the mist again, the slide of mist for everybody. Accept, you have to acknowledge, you have to accept, you have to recognize. Accept that you are divinity. Just accept it. Don't have to write this down. Just accept it with your whole system. I accept I am divinity. And say it where there's not a nano moment of doubt in it. I accept I am God. That may trigger you a little bit. Because you think God is on a cross, and for 2,000 years, does God stay on the cross? What kind of God is that? Now accept that you are pure consciousness. That because consciousness has millions, zillion different levels. Source consciousness, accept it. Say it to yourself. Except Veronique who's sleeping, but you all accept that you are source in that human being, in that human body. You are not your body. You are not only human. So accept the grandeur of you. Accept your identity of source. Does it contract you? Does it expand you? Show me. Oh. Is there anybody that feels contracted or uncomfortable by realizing that? Because I'm going to ask you more and more to acknowledge, to accept, to recognize, to cognize you are source. Or else we will never meet here. We will always be like this and struggling to be this and that. One day you are this, one day you are that. Now I'm saying something in you that you will keep until the last moment of your physical ascension. You were not meant to suffer. You were not meant to die. That's why when you die and you are in suffering, your guides come to you. I taught that during Journey Profound Healing. So let's look at this physical part of you. When the t-shirt is old, you don't want to wear it, even though we like them when they are so old, because it's so comfortable. But at a point, you have to throw it away. Here we are. And those who have done Journey Profound Healing, this is very important because you don't have roots of old karma anymore. So how do I know somebody's going to leave the planet? I communicate with their soul, or for them to stay longer so there's greater cleanse, or to say, that's not the time. Why are you leaving the body? No, you stay here. I'm coming. Or the subtle bodies has become extremely thin. No life force comes in. That moment, your guides who live in the quantum world, in different expressions of life, of existence, of source, will come to welcome you. And the moment you start going with them, and in the movie, Michael, with this actor, I think it was a movie 30 years ago, you see that circle of beings of light in that movie, Michael. And the moment you're out of your physical body, you turn and you say, oh, but I have to go back. I just saw how much I heard this one, that one, I did this, that was not in alignment. I want to go back. This is how you recreate your incarnation. Now, if you're enlightened or ascended master by then, you will not say that because you won't even turn yourself. But you have the free will to incarnate again to serve as a bodhisattva, as a divine mother, as a Tara, as a Buddha. This is possible. So you move and you go and rest. Now, while resting, you are quantum. You're not physical anymore. And you start to imbibe energy from all the different souls that you see there, or different energies into you. There's only one there. With free will. Because until enlightenment, you will have free will. After enlightenment, forget it. There's no free will. Just passing by here for all of you. Just imagine me saying, oh, from now on, I don't want to be the light. How will that work? It won't work. I'm cooked, too late. You like that, huh, Oakley? Are you concerned about being enlightened? You won't have free will anymore? Very good. So then, at a point, incarnate again. And when you took birth again, the only thing you wish is to be in alignment. Yes, to be in alignment. Because you've become quantum, you don't have a body that limits you anymore. You don't have a mind that limits you anymore. Yes, you naturally wish to be what? Enlightened, to remember the divinity that you are. And this is what you intend. But through everything you go through until you come out of the womb, you have forgotten. So now what we are creating is children who are born keep some of their consciousness, so that they will be to tell you at the age of 3 or 2 or earlier, I am God. I don't need to go to church. I'm God. There's no God there. I am God. So you have to be very vigilant. Those who have young grandchildren, like 3, 5 years old, they will ask you a question if you want to take them to church. What for? Why? And if you say we're going to see Jesus on a cross, this won't work. Okay? Just be clear here. You are what you can say. You can say to these children, you are a light. You are a light. Because all of you, all of us, when planet Earth was created, we were watching from source. We were a multidimensional being. We are watching. First, the planet was hot, hot, hot. And then it took several centuries to cool down for life force to start. And you, as a light being, you came in. So you carry in you this light DNA, this quantum DNA, that today is needed. Why it's needed? Because the planet is being enlightened. That's my joy. That's what I'm live for. So whoever you know in your life, don't judge them. They are you. Now your role as a human being, as a personality, as a mental energy body that you carry, your role is to start unleashing this quantum energy, this quantum potential, these quantum qualities from inside of you to the out. Now, the moment you will start to move into this DNA inside of you, your auric field will change quality. I think I was in Crestone when I gave a lecture on, because I'm seeing these rainbows, and I say, have you noticed that was about maybe 15 years ago, that now rainbow carries the purple color, the violet flame, which was not there in the past. The same thing is going to happen with your auric field, because your quantum DNA is going to be able to expand and exist finally, instead of being covered, exist, and it's going to come out. Meaning that the grandeur, the greatness of you is going to start manifesting in your field. Now, if you go to a healer after today who doesn't know that knowledge, I don't know who will heal who. I mean, I know. You ask yourself, who's going to heal, who will heal? Now, those of you who are healers and practice every day, you're going to notice a faster healing will happen to your client. Whether it's verbal, whether it's hands, whether you are sitting on the room on the other side and they only hear your voice, healing will happen faster. It's a choiceless choice now. So all this to tell you, you come from that fear base I spoke of that we work during Navaratri, during Dussehra, and soon Diwali will be coming. I will speak on Diwali. There is a mantra even for you to experience that place in you. At 5 o'clock this morning, someone called me that I've been working with on technology and sound. And when the phone rings many, many times, I come back in my body, go down and get the phone, and because it can be an emergency. This person who was speaking to me of the new technique that is being put out now, I took this person in source. I was not even aware I was doing this. I was coming from night work. I didn't have a break in between, and all the Shakti of source just went into the person. And I couldn't take it back. And I'm still concerned about, I have an eye all the time while I'm speaking to you, just to make sure that the person does, because the person has to be on stage. This is how powerful things are right now. Meaning in your work, soon you will see enlightened business, quantum business, because it will go also fast like this. For that, you have to be transparent. This is the key. The keys are two: transparent with joy. And naturally, when you're transparent, you are full of joy. Naturally. Transparency. Joyous. And that joy will activate and reactivate your quantum DNA, your cellular memory, the auric field of your cells. And there will be a new capacity, new efficiency of your DNA. I showed you earlier let's show that again, the loops of the DNA of master, please, masters. So the DNA of the masters function on a way higher level. Very, very efficient in everything. May it be knowledge, may it be gardening, may it be painting, may it be doing cement, everything. You just go faster, you understand faster, you move into it faster. This is what's happening to your DNA. You are being enlightened. Your awakening has happened. And it doesn't matter in what way you express your godliness. What's important for you is to allow this quantum to be open, to extend its energy, its consciousness. Hear me well. To have your quantum DNA extend its consciousness into the flesh, into the cells, into the minds, into the auric field, which means it will be easier for you to tap then into the unified field. Are you still into fear base? Thank you. Let us welcome the mantra to bring peace in us. Not to bring peace, to ignite peace in us. Let us, this is the mantra that goes with fear base.
Asatoma sagamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya asatoma sagamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya asatoma sagamaya tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
How is it that a mantra just change your energy like this? Simple mantra. Because mantras are not words. They're high vibration. And your cells, which are so open, could receive. Right now, huge quantity of light is coming on humanity. I'd like to invite you to open yourself with me. Open your arms. Be this chalice. Be a chalice and receive the light. Look at your screen if you need to. And welcome the light. Directly from source, welcome the light. Your light. Your light. The multiple dimensional self is pouring light into you from multiple dimensions. Eyes open, because I'm going to ask you to do this when you walk. And don't hold your elbow like this. It has to be straight, or the energy will stay in the elbow. Thank you. So that it goes in the whole body. And when you open, you're giving a sign to your own energy. I am ready. I am available. I am here. And you receive. This is the position, if I can say so, where you are to be. And when you're driving also, you can drive, you can use your hands to cook or whatever you're doing. Remember this. You are open and receiving. You will see children do that very often. Yes. So look at your screen. It's coming to the whole planet, to every single person on earth. It doesn't matter where they are. They can be in prison. They are receiving. Every single human is receiving. Look at the slide. And it's not only from source, it's also from different aspects of source, such as galaxies. And beings of light from different aspects of creation are floating around the planet right now. Whether it's Tokyo, whether it's Los Angeles, whether it's Mauritius, whether it's Fiji, anywhere. A small little town in Belgium, a small little place in Idaho, everybody's receiving. So you find the balance. It could be that you have the need to eat less from now on. Or pay attention, you may have been used to eat emotionally. Pay attention. You will also start to see somebody else that you've known maybe for 10 years, and you realize there's a deeper connection because the oneness is taking over. That doesn't mean it's your soulmate or whatever you call that, because we're all soulmates if you go to that place. We all come from the same one place. The acceleration of light consciousness. And the more you live in your heart, the easier it will be. That's where the key is your love and your joy. Be the blue sky, not the clouds. If you need to write this down, print it, laminate it, so you can remember. You are the blue sky. And those of you in this program, I am pleased, I am delighted, I am satisfied to be part of this course with you. The abundance is coming from all directions. And remember, your quantumness doesn't know poverty consciousness. Your soul doesn't know poverty consciousness. So naturally, as you see creation, this abundance is coming into you. So on the 4th of November, Diwali is celebrating, Diwali, the festival of light. The festival of light from darkness to light, from ignorance to knowledge. And the knowledge has to be, you become a living knowledge, the book of the living knowledge. Pure knowingness. And you're going to uplift yourself. The light. Celebrate for 24 hours. Put a light. Light the lamps in the morning, in the evening, wherever you are at home. And it's something that in every Indian house we used to have, but with the modern house and the modern life, we all go to work, so we don't leave a light in all day long. The light, that's your light, that's your flame. The flame of you. The flame of you as source, the flame of you as the magnificent being that you are. the abundance of the goddess, the Mata Gaia. Let us look at the different civilization. And many of you experiences Mata Gaia. It's amazing. My smile goes beyond size. Mata Gaia. Matter. You know, Mata, matter, mother. In India, many of us, instead of saying mitochondria, we say mitochondria. All the goddesses, all the mother divines, all the different civilizations are here right now supporting the ascension of this planet, the ascension of humanity, ascension of consciousness, ascension of matter. No more death, no more disease, no more aging. Beautiful to watch you. You're like children, like looking, this is cute. Yes. During this Navaratri, all mothers were here. Ancient civilization. Healing priestess, healing shaman. All for humanity. How much you are loved. Can you think of this sometime? I am so loved. Say to yourself right now, I am so loved. I am so loved. I am so loved. You are my beloved. You are my beloved. I am your beloved. So loved. Then during Navaratri, as you know, I work on the androgynous energy of humanity as well. During that time, the orchids in my garden was acting quite uniquely. I'd like to show you some pictures. You may have received some, but I'd like to. You see this orchid? This orchid is very unique because it will give two spikes. One will be the female, and this one is the male. On the same bulb, two spikes. This is the first year that I see that. And then on the male side, on this male spike, 3-4 days ago, or 5 days ago, a female started growing, which is exceptional. Of course, this has gone to all the collectioners of orchids. And the word that I received from them, this is biblical. So you may understand more than me what it means. But look at this female on that male, all the way there, showing me that both energy are merging now. What does that mean? That you have to honor your masculine divine, your feminine divine, balance with this magnificent love in your heart. This will be the most important thing, this equilibrium. This love in equilibrium between the masculine and the feminine divine will bring a freedom, a liberation to all of us. And when you practice this, you're practicing it for all humanity, just the way I practice it. How amazing is that? For those who knows orchid a little bit, I'm sure you're happy to see that or to hear that. So unique, so unique. Androgynous. So I would like to address to the adults today who may see in their grandchildren or in their children this confusion in the family, not knowing what gender is your child or your grandchild. Please, please be compassionate. It's not easy for them. They don't know what's happening. They don't know the knowledge of androgynous. You have to support them with love, not to make them feel guilty, not to point finger at them. All of humanity will go through this one day. You've known me, some of you, for 20 years. You've known this masculine aspect of me very well. These 3 months I'm working with the Mahalakshmi, it's more feminine. My system also is shifting. And why have I had to be so masculine? Because the world in which I am and I work is a world of men. Very few women are enlightened in this time of that civilization today, because most of them are emotional and wanting to get something that they want, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a child, whether it's whatever it is. I have had to fight, always carrying my Shiva with me day and night for these men to hear me. And those who have a higher position in society, in our group, in companies, you know it hasn't been easy for you. It's still not easy for women. This is why I have taught, and now I teach the teachers to teach, and for your companies, the empowerment of women. I've taught you the ABCs, and now I have to go further with you. So you teach the ABC, you embody the teaching of empowerment of women. And this is also for gents. All of you gents, the day you empower your divine feminine, you will be so balanced. You'll be the most beautiful, magnificent gent. And ladies, dare to be both. And I'm here for you, and I'm here with you. So be aware this energy of androgynous is being manifested in my garden now. It's physical, it's not quantum anymore, it's physical. For years it has been quantum in my life. Now it's physical. So this is for all of us, meaning that our love, our purity of thoughts, pure thoughts, pure thoughts. And I look at humanity, it's so hard for me to watch this impurity. It hurts even. So I say to all of you who know me, who work with me, who are part of my life, purity of thoughts, purity of feelings, purity, purity, purity. This is for the coming years, maybe 100 years. This will be the main energy, purity of heart, purity of feelings. Of course, when you're in alignment, it is there. So I come back to alignment. Purity. Consciously be pure. Consciously see purity in the other at all times. Consciously. Pure feelings. Compassionate feelings. Everybody knows what pain and suffering is. So when someone comes to you, be compassionate. And for your own evolution, Because everything is inside of you, you don't have to go from here to there. Go inward and create pure intent. What's the intention of your life, of your breath, of your day? Just start with a day or with 1 hour. Maybe for 1 hour, you create the pure intent that your thoughts are pure for 1 hour. And maybe tomorrow for 2 hours, or maybe in this afternoon, 3 hours. Create, build up. And this pure intent will create a phenomenal fulfillment in your life. You'll be in alignment. You'll be so joyous. You'll be in your quantum world. The potentiality of your quantum DNA will expand more. You'll feel satisfied. You'll be so pleased with you. So pleased. And you'll be receiving day and night. So at any moment, just be the chalice. And even if you're working in your office, think of it a moment and bring it to you. And all this, I will go for more hours with you during our time together in December. Come and be with me in December. Be with me. Let us meet. Let us collaborate. Let us be like nature. You look at nature, there's a collaboration. Let's do this together. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring them to receive what you have received. Bring them so that they can enjoy their shift. Their shift. Observe what's changing inside of you. What's changing? Is there youthfulness in you? Look at it. This last month, Michelle, are you around? Michelle Faher, are you around? This last month, Michelle has so much wanted to move into the work with me. Have you noticed a youthfulness in you, Michelle?
Yes. Yes, Ma.
With a smile. With a big smile.
Big smile. Lots of light. So much light coming, Ma. So grateful. So grateful for you and the teachings.
And it's not intellectual anymore.
No. It's physical, tactile. Can almost feel it.
That's it. Thank you for being so open. And this is valid for all of you. I was working with Orica. There's no time between us, Orica, anymore. It's instant. I just go into your cellular structure and I work. Those who are available and ready and open with that heart. But if I don't have the heart, I cannot go in. It's like there's a shield then around you. It's the heart is the key. And when you are joyous, it's even blissful for me to work with you then. Blissful. Makes you smile, huh, David? You love that. Look at you. Oh. Ah, yes. Let me take you back in the mist. I say mist, but if you could even take this word out, I have to say just for you to understand. And move into that with me. May I have the slide again, please? Yes, this. Remember in the past, I used to show you a ray of light, very defined. Well, it's not a finite world anymore as consciousness. And it's not linear anymore. Your soul is not linear. Your soul doesn't need to learn that. Your soul knows everything. Your health will be fantastic when you move into that energy. And then the next one with all of us together. There's only one. Only one. It's like your hand has 5 fingers, but it's your hand. You don't say this finger doesn't have a hand. No, no, no. May I see the one with all of us in little dot colored everything, please? We are together. The unified field. If only you knew how many gurus from centuries have spoken of unified field. Even though we knew it at that time, Jesus knew it, but he couldn't teach it because nobody could get it. It was not the appropriate time as a global consciousness. Today, you can be enlightened in your house. Can you get that? Do you realize what that is? I've sat with Babaji. Today, you are getting everything in your house. How majestic is that? This is so phenomenal to bring your sovereignty, your glory in your field, and you put it out. Let's imagine all of us do that. We become that vortex of oneness consciousness, a vortex of unified field, your vortex of one, vortex of source, and it expand, and pulsate and goes everywhere. This is our role now. I've asked the Pandits to chant for you as well. So Om Didi Sai Maa, let us enjoy this. Yay, yes, 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 I agree with you. Yes, 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 yes.
Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya Om Shanti 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 Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us. I invite you to join Her Holiness Sai Maa and all of us this December. As Becky and as Her Holiness Sai Maa spoke about, we are having the largest event of the year, Ignite Your Profound Life, a global unity gathering, December 16th through 19th. A full immersion in this profound energy to us ignite that grandeur of who we are, the magnificence of who we are, the light of who we are together in community, which is so essential right now, so essential, and for us to launch into our 2022 together. As a gratitude for participating today, we have a special code that you can use. It's available for the next few days. If this will be your first program with Ma, we have a special code for you. Or if you're coming back for another Global Unity gathering, we have a special code for you. We'll go ahead and put those codes up on the screen here, as well as the link for you to register. I welcome you with an open heart and open arms to join us for our Global Unity gathering. Thank you for joining us today. I wish you a most blessed day or night, wherever you are in the world, as together we step into this quantum revolution, the quantumness of who we are, with that balance, the purity, and the love, bringing our pure intent into the world together. With deep love and gratitude to you and to you and to you and to you, all of us together. Most blessed day to you. Om Jai Jai Sai Maa. I honor that divinity, that divine feminine within you and within me.
Open your heart. Open your heart. Open your heart. Open your heart. Open your